Hey guys, thanks for checking out my channel. I was going through some of my archival footage and I found a really neat drag test of a 2015 Mustang GT that I did back when I was editor of Muscle Mustangs and Fast Fords magazine. So in this video, I take a 2015 Mustang GT with a stick shift, take it down to Bradenton Motorsports Park in Florida on a pretty hot day, make a whole bunch of quarter-mile runs, and we try different shift points, burnout techniques, and things like that. So what I'm going to do is take you through the process. You'll see how I shift the thing, how I launch the thing. I give you all my tips and tricks, which will be helpful for anybody driving really any IRS-equipped Mustang from 2015 to present. Of course, the 2018 and 19s are a little bit faster, but the technique is still pretty much the same. So check out the video, let me know what you think, drop a couple comments, and be sure to subscribe. You know, the launch control is an amazing tool, but it does take a little bit of practice to get the most out of it. What you'll want to do to get the best quarter mile time using launch control is to first determine the RPM that you want to use. So it's adjustable between 3,000 and 4,500 RPM. And you'll want to check out the starting line. You'll want to know if you're going to do a good burnout or not. The better the burnout you do, and that doesn't mean smoking the tires off the thing like John Force. It just means getting the tires cleaned and prepped for your run. And then if the starting line at the track is decent or some other place you might be racing, then you basically just determine your RPM. In most cases, you'll probably want to go around 4,000. If you're using launch control, 3,500 works too. But if the track is really good, you can go all the way up to 4,500. So once you've done your burnout and then you've pulled up in stage or you're ready to, you're ready to get it on, you'll have your right foot on the floor, and when it's time to go, you smoothly take your foot off the clutch in a quick, smooth fashion. You don't want to just dump the clutch. That's not going to work because it just shocks the tires. It's going to actually cause spin. And when the car spins, the computer then takes over. It will allow a little bit of wheel speed, but if it spins excessively, if you've really dumped it hard and you don't have good traction, it's going to take power away, and it's also going to slow your wheel speed to regain grip. So if you're doing that, it means you're not accelerating as hard as you can possibly accelerate. It'll still work. The computer will still give you a good acceleration, but it won't be optimal. If you want to achieve optimum acceleration, when you go to launch, what you'll want to do is release the clutch kind of quickly, but not all the way. So you're getting the weight to transfer. You want the nose to come up, the back to squat a little bit, the tire to plant and hook. And as the car is driving away and you feel like it's taking a set, complete the maneuver by taking your foot then fully off the clutch. So when I say hesitate or pause, it's just the slightest bit during that moment where the car is accelerating and transferring weight. So it's actually release, pause, release. If you do it right, the car is going to accelerate. You might hear the little bit of squeaking from the tire, just that little bit of ee as the tire fights for traction. But then you know you're on the ragged edge of acceleration, right to the point where the car can't take anymore, but also to the point where you're getting the most performance out of the vehicle. So once you're underway, you'll keep your right foot planted on the floor. Now, you can lift if you want on the upshifts, but you're not going to get the best time. I like to keep my right foot planted on the firewall. Man, I try to pretend I'm pushing on the header. At 7,000 RPM, I've got my hand on the shifter ready to go. I'm glaring down at the shifter, tap the clutch and pull, and then do the same thing for third and fourth. You just tap the clutch, shove it forward, tap the clutch, pull it back. You're in fourth gear. At that point, you're just along for the ride, listening to that coyote scream. So if you're planning on getting your hands on a 2015 Mustang GT and you're at all thinking about going to the drag strip, I highly recommend the 373s. This car doesn't have them. It made it a little more tricky to get off the starting line, and I feel like we left a little bit of performance on the table, probably a couple of tenths in not having the 373s. The 373s give you more torque, multiplication of the wheels. They give you better acceleration, and they allow the Coyote engine to rev much quicker and faster. And that's going to be super helpful if you're trying to get down the drag strip. Plus, I could feel when I had it in fourth gear, I wasn't getting that ultimate pull up to red line. It was kind of right in the middle of the RPM range, between 4,000 and 5,000 the motor dropped down, and it starts to pull. But with 373s, the revs will be higher, you'll be going quicker, and your ETs will be lower.